Good morning, Miss Ellsworth. Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
All right, very good. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Sounds good.
Your case isn't set until 9:20, but there's no harm in being here early. Attorney
Correct.
Luke Knopfler is joining us on his first case, which is Maple Crest Apartments. And he'll be with us in a minute. We'll see whether anybody shows up on that case. We had a 9:10 and a 9:15 that settled. So your case is 9:20. We'll get a head start on that.
Okay. If Meg Bauer
Mr.
joins,
Knopfler,
can I go into a private room with her?
yes. Someone just joined us as iPhone. Let's see who this is. Good morning. Someone has joined as iPhone. Is that Miss Parker?
Yes.
How do I say your name? Zalea?
Yeah, Zelia.
Zalea. All right, let me spell it.
Zaliyyah.
All right, Miss Parker. Good morning to you. You're here and Miss Ellsworth is here, and I'm going to tell both of you, you're both here on a landlord-tenant case. In each case, your landlord wants you to pay the rent. So these are called a demand for non-payment of rent cases. As such, you have the right to hire an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, you can see if legal aid would be available to advise you, or you can seek other legal advice. I just got an email from Meg from legal aid, so let me see what she told me. She's got a bit of a delay, so we'll see, but she will be joining us. At any rate, you do have a right to seek legal advice. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell the court at this first appearance and then be prepared to pay the $50 jury demand fee, or you may file a written demand for a jury trial within 5 days of today. You have to pay the $50 fee unless the judge waives it for your inability to pay it. You may be eligible for some emergency financial assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, local coordinated entry agency, that's community action agency, housing assessment and resource agency, in our neighborhood that is Neighborhoods Inc. Or if you're a veteran, you may be eligible for some veterans housing assistance. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from those places. A copy of the summons and complaint is sufficient. You may be able to reach an agreement outside of the court by going through mediation. If both parties are interested, the court can help set that up. Or you may be able to reach an agreement with the landlord. That means the case would get dismissed through what's called a conditional order of dismissal. And if that is something that happens, Mr. Nossinger could assist with that. So, Ms. Parker, let's talk about your case. Would you join us?
Huh? What was that?
Yeah, would you turn your camera on? Thank you. Your rent is set to be $272 a month. And they say that it's behind considerably. They said it hasn't been paid since July of 2025. Attorney Luke Knopfsinger is here for the plaintiff, Maple Crest Apartments. Good morning, Mr. Knopfsinger. What's the situation here
Yes, Judge. As of speaking to my client, who's having some trouble logging in here, Judge, via Zoom, there hasn't been a payment, as you indicated.
What's the current arrearage?
Judge, with rent, and then this would be, when we filed, it was 1780, and then with January 1 being due, and then I anticipate February 1st, it would be $2,285
Through February.
through February. Yeah, that's with the late fees for December and January.
How much are late fees?
$1 a day, so 31 in December, and then 30 for January up till today.
All right, we also have court costs, which we need to factor into the equation. We have a $55 filing fee, a $56.45 service fee, which is cheap, $75 statutory attorney fee. These are the questions I'll ask each time. 55 plus 56.45 plus 75 is 186.45. Plus 2285 equals 2,471.45. Miss Parker, what's going on?
I was having trouble with my my SSI. They stopped giving it to me because it was messed up because I kept missing my appointments because I didn't have no right to them. So they had cut me off for a little bit. So I had to fix it.
Have you got it reinstated?
Yes. This month I did.
Well, you're in a tough spot. You haven't paid your rent since July and it's about to be February. And they're asking you to move out if you don't pay the rent. And
I'm
that's a
trying
lot
to
of money.
get DHS to help me.
All right, I was gonna ask that.
Yeah.
So you've applied?
Yeah, I've been trying, but I need the paperwork for it. I need the court papers for it.
Well, DHS tells people they need a judgment.
Yeah.
And so you don't have a judgment yet. You have a summons and a complaint. One judge, the other side of the state, held a hearing to find DHS in contempt for telling people that. I can get you a judgment, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to adjourn this matter for 7 days.
Okay.
Take us to next Friday, if that works for you, Luke. That would be
Yes.
February 6th. And that would be at 1:45.
Okay.
That work for you, Mr. Knopfsinger?
Yes, Judge.
All right. It will be by Zoom like this once again. Now, I would suggest that you go to DHS now and say you have a hearing. You owe $2,285 through February plus $186.5 in costs for a total of $2,471. You're not going to find anywhere to rent for $272 a month. And if you get evicted from Maple Crest, it could make it very difficult or impossible for you to get back into subsidized housing. So it's very important that we try to save your tenancy for your sake. So next Friday, I would tell you that you have 10 days from then to pay the rent, which would take it to February 16th. And there could be even more time if needed. But are you gonna get a lump sum payment from SSI, or they just restarted your monthly?
They just restarted it monthly.
All right, two things I always recommend. Stay in contact with your manager.
Okay.
And share this information with DHS. You may also be eligible from Neighborhood Inc. or Community Action Agency for assistance, but hopefully you can get some financial assistance. Now, let's say they give you part of it. Let's say they say, we'll give you $2,000. You owe $2,471. You have to pay the entire amount or you would still be subject to being evicted. So if they pay the whole thing, that would be great. If they pay part of it, you're responsible for the rest. And if they don't
Okay.
pay anything, you're gonna have to move out. And we'll talk about that more next Friday at 1:45. You
Okay.
did a good job of zooming in on time. I can't see you very well, but see the top of your head. There you go. So we'll talk about this further next Friday at 1:45. Want you to share this with DHS, how much you owe, 2,471. And the date that you could be evicted would be February the 16th. Do you have any questions?
No.
The manager, Kelly, did join us. Anything else here, Mr. Knopfinger?
No, thank you.
All right, Miss Parker, I'll see you next Friday at 1:45 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Miss Ellsworth, your case isn't set till 9:20. And Mr. Palet's office, who's got their hand raised? Kelly, you have a question? She's frozen. I'm not sure which case she's here on. Miss Seaver Haynes, you had a question? Well, we'll see. All right, let's hurry up and wait. I'll put you in the waiting room. 9:30. Like I said, some of the cases in between here resolved. We've been setting them 10 minutes apart, and if they look easy, we'll set them 5 minutes apart. But I hope that first lady can get some help because she's in a tough spot. I have two 10 o'clock motions that I didn't bring in here. So I'm gonna duck out for a minute and grab those. Well, I'll wait until after we do this one. And then we got another gap. I've said before, I don't like those motions in the middle of landlord tenant docket in the morning. And in the afternoon, we do them 1:45 on Mondays and 10 o'clock on Fridays. And they always are like fingernails on the blackboard.
She walked into court facing eviction, owing thousands in back rent. The landlord had numbers ready, fees stacked, and the clock ticking. But when the judge asked one simple question, where did this total come from, everything fell apart. Rent, utilities, late fees, pet fees, even the lawyer couldn't clearly explain it. The judge paused the eviction and ordered time to sort the facts, proving that sometimes justice starts with saying, "I'm confused."
All right, somebody has joined us as Palet's law clerk. Miss Ellsworth, would you come back, please? See who's actually here.
Hello, Your Honor. I was just going to take notes for Sarah Reed, the attorney.
Who's the attorney that's gonna be here?
Sarah Reed for
Okay,
Paul's Law.
is she coming?
Yes, I'm supposed to, Your Honor. I'm gonna follow up with her right now.
All right. Now, Miss Ellsworth, did you say you wanted to meet privately with legal aid?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, they aren't here yet. She said if people are willing to wait, she'll be here to meet with you.
Yes.
Good morning, Miss Reed. Can you hear me?
I sure can. Good morning. Good to see you.
Thank you. You too. Miss Ellsworth, would you come back, please? All right. I have advised Miss Ellsworth of her rights as a tenant. She was here early, which I appreciate. And so we went through that. Attorney Sarah Reed is here on the Payless Law Firm on behalf of this park. This was previously known as Meadow Lane Village. For many years, they had Mr. LeBray as their attorney. Now they're known as Three Rivers Village. And this is Three Rivers Village versus Brianna Ellsworth. The matter is a ongoing saga of demand for rent for lot only, which is always a little more difficult. Ms. Reed, what's the circumstance here? What's the alleged arrearage?
Thank you, Your Honor. Exclusive of court costs, I showed 2364.56.
And it is lot only?
Correct.
Is there a late fee in there?
There are late fees. There's utilities as far as water and sewer. I think those are the only utilities that are charged.
And so we're gonna need to break that down. Some of the attorneys do a judgment form, which tells me how it breaks down. Miss Ellsworth needs to know exactly what she owes. These lot only cases are troublesome. You and I have discussed it. Some courts don't allow it. It isn't even clear whether the law allows it, but Miss Ellsworth, you own your own trailer?
I do not, Your Honor. My cousin does. My
right,
cousin
but-
Ashley Rosner does, which she is on the lease with us.
All right, what's her name?
Ashley Rosner.
Ashley Rosner,
Yes, Your Honor.
and she is on the lease?
They had her get on the lease because she owns the trailer, yes.
Does she live there?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Who does live there?
It is me and my wife and my child that are on the lease. Well, yeah.
All right, so the way this was filed, Brianna Ellsworth or all other occupants. All right, rent is alleged to be $378 per month. Miss Reed, could you tell me how much is rent, how much is utilities, and how much is late fees?
Yes. So let me do exceptionally quick math here. So the rent itself is the 378 times 3 months. No payments have been made since October. So the rent itself is 1,134.
So that's November, December, and January, but not yet February.
Correct.
Okay. And then how much are utilities?
Well, I've got to go back. I apologize, Your Honor. It's been a long time since I've been in front of you and I didn't put together.
Well,
a
I'm
breakdown.
amazed that everybody doesn't ask this question. We meet that you appear in a lot of different jurisdictions, but the homes are difficult because there's often a utility in there. There's some other fees, a hookup fee or a payment fee or something. And But I'm surprised that every judge doesn't ask, where did this number come from? But, anyway, so rent is $378 per month times 3 months, soon to be 4 months. And then the utilities are, how much is the late fee?
The late fees are $85 per month times 3 months.
All right, I don't allow 85 per month. I've gone up to 50. There's supposed to be some rational connection between an actual loss and the late fees. The law is very unclear on late fees. I just had one where the lease was $1 a day, which isn't necessarily connected to anything, but I'll allow that. But $85 a month for lot rent, there's no actual connection to it. So anyway, what's currently alleged is 85 per month times 3. And then how much are utilities?
They vary each month. If I can,
Yes.
Do my best.
City water can be expensive, but how much of this is utilities?
if you want to give me 45 seconds, I can come up with that.
378 times 3 is 1134. All right, so we had, I'm gonna make 50 times 3, which is 150, is 1284. I better put the other 105 plus 105. So 2,364.56. I didn't write that number down. 85 times 3. Oops. Plus 378 times 3. This is a lot harder than it needs to be.
My apologies, Your Honor. Sometimes if there's a lot of different fees, I'll do a spreadsheet with the different charges, and I didn't do it for this morning's hearing.
This eviction hearing didn't go as planned. The landlord demanded removal, claiming months of unpaid rent. But as the judge broke down each charge, rent, utilities, late fees, the math stopped making sense. Late fees were challenged, old balances questioned, and suddenly the case slowed down. Instead of eviction, the judge granted time, reminding everyone that a home shouldn't be taken away without clear proof.
So if we subtract 2,364.56 minus 1,389, you're contending that $975.56 are utilities?
Well, I guess it wasn't as bad as I thought. I came within $30. So what I'm showing is the water and sewer for the 3 months is $428.43. And I'm just going to do the numbers that will get to the number that I have, and then I know that you're going to waive the late fees, but I'm showing the late fees at $255, which is the 85 times 3, and I understand you're going to reduce that, but I'm just trying to do the math first. And then,
But that doesn't add up to that number.
no, I understand. And then I've got $11.34 for rent, $30 for 3 months of pet rent, for $10 a month.
Pet fee, okay.
And then there was a beginning balance at the beginning of September, November of $186.66. I don't know what that is made of. My ledger doesn't go back earlier than October. So I just had that carryover. I'm not sure if that's when the park was bought. And then there was a repayment plan that Ms. Ellsworth had gotten into with our client at $100 a month. So there's 3 $100 payments of that repayment plan. And that brings me to $23.34. So I'm within about
23
$20.
34 or 23 64?
I come up with 23.34. So my quick math, I'm about $30 off from.
All right. Well, Miss Ellsworth, I'm confused, so I'm sure you're confused. There's a bunch
By
of
far,
stuff
Your
in
Honor.
here which isn't readily apparent. There's rent, there's utilities, there's excessive late fees, there's pet rent, there's a part of a repayment plan. So it's not clear. You indicated you wish to talk to legal aid. She'll be here, and I can leave you here with us while we wait for Ms. Bauer to come. At either rate, we have to continue this matter for 7 days at least. So I'm going to continue this.
I do have a question, Your Honor. I was
Yes.
brought to court back in October for this place.
Yes.
And supposedly if I owed that rearage, why was that not added into court back in October?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
So she just stated that I had a rearage of $1,000 and something dollars. I was taken to court
Didn't
back
say
in
that.
October, and I paid a total of $2,186.66. Why was that not added into the rearage? Why was that
I don't
rearage
know
not
the answer
added
to
into
that.
that?
So
Just to be
let's
clear,
take
Your
a
Honor,
look
I
at
didn't say she had $1,000.
what?
And she said said that there was a $1,100 rearage. That's not what I said. I just wanted to clarify that.
186.66 is what she said. Anyway, we got problems here figuring out an actual number.
My paper here says 1,368.44 of a delinquency balance.
All right, well, let me ask the fundamental question. Why haven't you paid your rent since October?
Your Honor, honestly, I am currently fighting disability. I know there is no excuse on why rent is not paid, so I do take that fault on my behalf. I am also waiting for my school money to pay this rearage. That way,
You're
that
asking
is
for who to pay it?
I'm waiting for my school money.
Oh, school money.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, people do that. They steal their educational money. BRIANNA.
Your Honor, if it's helpful for Ms. Ellsworth, there was a judgment that was entered in October for $2,186.66, and I'm only showing a $2,000 payment. So that's what led us to a beginning balance of $186.66. It was the amount left
Yes.
over from the judgment.
Yes,
All right.
that I do have.
So we do this in October. You pay much of it, but not all of it, and then you don't pay any rent since October. Here's the deal. They're moving to evict this trailer off the lot. The way they filed it, they didn't file it as a just cause termination. They filed it as a non-payment of rent. So they work out a deal. You do a repayment agreement. You pay some, then you don't pay anything on the repayment agreement. You haven't paid October, November, or November, December, or January's rent. And we're about to add February into everything, which is going to increase this. What they're
Which
asking
February
me
will be
to
paid
do-
next week.
Okay, good. The problem is I'm clear about the number. Maybe we could figure it out more as we get here. But if it's going to be paid, that'll be great. That'll solve it. This trailer's probably been there for 40 years or more. Probably can't just be removed from the lot, but that's what they've asked me to do. I'm going to continue this to next Friday, February the 6th at 1:50. Does that work for you, Miss Reed?
It does. Is that 150, 150?
Yes, 150.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Just wanted to clarify.
Now, Miss Ellsworth, you can stay with me and wait for Meg Bauer to join us. Or you can simply call and talk to them. Or
Do you
if
have a
you're gonna
number for
pay-
Meg?
Yes, it's in the pleadings that we sent to you. I don't have it off the top of my head. Do you see it?
Mhm.
I've got her number, Brianna, if you want to write it down.
Yes, please.
Are you ready?
Yes.
It's 269-366-3388.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let her know, my name. I work with Meg a lot, so just let her know
Okay.
to reach me after you talk with her.
I do have a
All right,
question
so-
for you, Sarah, as well. They're trying to charge me $100 a month through September of 2026 of a payoff of $1,368.44 delinquency balance. Do you know what that is?
I
Yeah,
don't, but
apparently
I
they
will-
worked out some agreement with you to catch up on your arrearage. And they're claiming you didn't hold up your end of the deal.
No, because we haven't made no agreement since October. None at all. When I
I will
spoke
I'll
to
ask about
Bonnie,
that so I
she's
can
trying to
talk
say
to Meg.
this was from
All right,
beforehand.
we'll try to. All right, well, you're pretty belligerent for somebody that hasn't paid your rent in 5 months. So they're asking you to either pay the rent or move out, but I do agree with you. You need to know the total of what it is they're claiming that you owe and what it's for. And I'm not clear on it, and neither are you. But you're contending that when we get the number, you'll have the ability to pay it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, that's good news.
I just got to know an exact amount so I do know what I'm paying.
I don't blame you. All right, you can either choose to wait or just call Ms. Bauer. I think
I
she's
will give her
caught
a
in.
call.
All right, then I will see you next Friday at 1:50 and we'll work further on these numbers.
Okay. All right,
Sounds
thank you very
All
much,
right,
Anna.
Thank you.
All right, maybe I think that one's gonna work out. I don't know why that's so hard. I asked how much is due and